I'm going to show you how to do the background on this card. This is, if you've got it in your kit, it's the Serene Silhouettes card. And this is a watercolor background, and this technique will show you how to do that. First of all, you need 2 dishes, one both of water, but one you're going to keep clean and one you'll use to clean your brush. Now we're going to use this little container that is in your kit, and we're going to put some ink in here. Now if you've got 5 cards, you'll probably need about 3 drops of ink, but I'm only doing a couple, so I'm going to do less. I'd say 1 drop of ink per 2 cards of each color. So I put a drop of ink in each little section here. That was, I think that was Pool Party. This is Marina Mist. And then I've got Pumpkin Pie. Just a drop. So a drop per 2 cards. That you just do whatever depending on how many cards. Now you need to get that wet. So you just get some water in your paintbrush and you drip it in there. And I do 1 to 2 drops per ink. And then you take the clean water again and you get it, you don't want it as wet as it was, but you want it wet, and you want to go over your cardstock like this. Now I'm using shimmery white cardstock. This will turn out really, really pretty, have just a little bit of sparkle to it. I have not tried this on a lot of other cardstocks, but you need a smoother one, not a watercolor paper, because it will absorb the water too much. This water stands on it a little bit. And you don't want it like in pools and puddles, but you just want it wet. And you can see how it's getting all bent. So now we're going to start with the lightest color, and we're going to mix it up, and we're just going to dot it. Isn't that cool? And then clean in the other one, the one we used to clean our brush, and get some of the next color. Oh, I've got some on my fingers, so that's going to make this more interesting. And just do the same thing. So we've got 2 colors on there. Clean your brush, and then we're going to go to the 3rd color, the Pumpkin Pie, and we're going to kind of fill in the extra areas. Because it was wet, that's why this is scattering, the water's scattering, or the colors scattering all over the place, which is what makes it cool. Now might be the time to tell you that no matter what you do with yours, it's going to turn out okay. You may say, oh, it doesn't look like hers, I don't like it, which is so common, but that's not true. When I make these, sometimes I look at one and say, I want to make it like that, and it never turns out like the last one I made. And so I'm like, oh, I don't like it as well, but then it turns out fine when I'm finished. Now you've got these, because it curls up and it's wet, you've got these edges, and I just take the paper towel and kind of blot it so that it's not such a big pile of dark color. And this is where I use the wax paper just to dry it on. And you can do all of yours and set them on the wax paper and let them dry. And then when they're dry, you can dry them with a heat gun, but I just let them dry because I've got plenty of other things to do. Then when they're dry, you've got this. It will flatten out on its own, and it will feel dry to the touch, and then you just go ahead and stamp it. And I don't think I have my stamp here, my ink here, but you know how to stamp, so just stamp it on there. I like to get, a lot in the orange because, I don't know, I just like that, but you can do it however you want. So make sure it's completely dry. We've got some water-resistant ink, but we still don't want it to run in at all because there's wet on there. And that's it for that one.